Okay, welcome to another episode of The Butler Did It. I'm back with another episode. Thank you so kindly for joining me. And this time we got part 2 of my conversation with Paul Spann. This time we're talking about the whole Sexyy Red and her support for Donald Trump. What does it mean? And is there a movement happening within the Black community in regards to support for former president and Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump? We're going to break it down, why she said what she said, where she's wrong. She's wrong. There's no right, in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and spoil the lead. I don't think she's right. We're going to talk about why we think she's wrong, but why this could be a thing going on within our community, especially with a certain sector of our community, meaning the Black community. Okay, let's jump right into it. Man, Paul Spann with part 2 of our conversation. All right, man. P.
Yes, sir.
So now we are moving on to Miss Sexyy Red, famous rapper, known for describing in great detail her
Anatomy.
her front and back
Anatomy.
on the bottom.
And what town she likes to visit?
Huh?
I said, and what town she likes to visit?
She apparently loves a town that is called Pound Town.
Yeah.
And listen, man. I am a 41, almost 42-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
You are a 65, almost 72-year-old man.
Yes, very much so.
45-year-old man. Obviously, we're not walking around listening to Sexyy Red. Sexyy Red does nothing for me. I don't enjoy her music. And I'm saying this for a reason. It's not to degrade her, okay? I don't ever really need to hear anything about Sexyy Red, right? However, when you talk about Donald Trump within our community, just in America right now, it's going to bring the attention.
Yeah.
She's on the Theo Von podcast, first and foremost. Have you ever listened to the Theo Von podcast?
No.
Yo, listen to it.
Okay.
Theo Von is funny as shit.
Okay, that's a bet.
Theo Von is a comedian, okay? And I think that context is important as well. Theo Von is a comedian and he trolls a lot. A lot of people that come on the show kind of are in on the jokes. It's not like pranking people. It's not like Tom Green.
Right.
But it's Theo Von is one of the funniest men in the world to me, bro. So you can even tell when he's talking to you, he's like, oh yeah, you like that Trump. Like he's a goofy. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, yes. Okay. But Sexyy Red is on the Theo Von podcast. Somehow or another, he asked her, does she like Trump? What'd she say about Trump, P?
Yeah, they support him in the hood. At first, I don't think people was effing with him. They thought he was racist, saying little things against women. But once he started getting Black people out of jail and giving people that free money, all baby, we love Trump. We need him back in office. I love this part. We need him back because, baby, them checks, them stimulus checks. Trump, we miss you. Because baby, them checks.
Baby, them checks. Then she went on to talk about how Trump was funny. He be calling people fat.
Yeah, he's funny to me. I used to be watching him talking to people. He used to call people fat. He's just bold and funny. We need people like him.
Yeah. It's funny to hear you read her quote. It's very funny. Like, you're like, I be there, we be needed.
I had got to read it the way that he said it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's break this down. P. I have some thoughts on the larger ideology
of this
of someone like Sexyy Red. Okay, but let me just hear what you. I know what you think, but for the audience, let me just hear what you think about Sexyy Red's comments on the Theo Von pod about Donald Trump.
Firstly, to be 100% with you, like I pay Sexyy Red obviously minimum attention, right? Like very minimal. But for the larger context of this and even something that I would even want people to understand of how the world that we live in now and how important social media is and how important popularity is,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be informed. You don't even have to know about what you're talking about.
Right.
But having an element of popularity and having a platform and having the ability to sway certain listening ears is
Mm-hmm.
in context with what we're talking about right now. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
calling Sexy Red any element of civil rights leader or any element of
Yeah.
anything like that. But
Yeah.
what I am saying is certain parts of ideology and for our culture, like these like little broken up sound bites and all those things, the
Mm-hmm.
things that people like Tucker Carlson
Mm-hmm.
and you know that what's that Sean Hannity
Yeah.
and all of those other people that'll just use it to further their element of agenda, and why that's dangerous is because that thought process it can sway certain things. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? But you know, Sexy Red, sheesh.
Okay. I know we live in a world where we have to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and we have to,
Hmm.
give people way more credit than I think they deserve. Um, I'm of the thought that some people are what they are, okay,
Hmm.
and you know, I, you may. I don't think anyone's 100% stupid.
Right, right.
Some of the goofiest people I've known in my life that may even come off as stupid. They have good jobs, or they can pay
Right,
their rent, and
right.
they even raise children. They just do certain things very stupidly, and sometimes they come, in certain arenas they can come off as stupid. So I don't believe anyone's 100% stupid. I do think that you could be 100%. Well, I do think you could be shockingly ignorant,
Ignorant, you
and
can. You
and
can.
I think that Sexy Red in many ways, not talking about things that's happened to her, you know, those things to the side, which are, screwed up. Boy, so I'm not, and I don't know her, but I definitely am not surprised that she said this and the reasons that she said it, right?
Yeah.
Now, the reasons she said it, and just like this other, just like when Trump drug out what's the little dude? Oh God, he pulled out some little rapper during the
Kodak
campaign
Black.
back in it wasn't Kodak Black, it was the white boy, it don't even matter. He said his
Yeah.
name all wrong or whatever. But yeah, Kodak Black seems to be another one that supports him. Some of these people, it's like, man, why are we surprised? Bro? Like, why are we surprised? Right? They're not well informed on this stuff. Politics is a complicated thing.
Yes.
Most people are not well informed on politics. Most people that don't support Donald Trump, and I'm a person that does not support Donald Trump
Hmm.
by any means. Like, I am not a Donald Trump guy at all. But a lot of people that don't support Donald Trump don't support him because they've told not to support him.
Right.
Right? Or
Right.
they know 2 or 3 things about him. Just like there are a lot of people that don't support Joe Biden because they're told that Joe Biden did this back in the 60s and Joe Biden voted for this in 1991, and you couldn't even tell them. I remember walking up the street when Obama was running, and we ran into a mutual,
Hmm.
and my man told me, yeah, I'm voting for Obama because he's going to get my mans out.
Out of jail.
Not he's going to get black people out of jail. He's going to
My
get
my
his
personal
man
homeboy.
out.
My personal
Okay?
homeboy.
All right. So Sexy Red's personal opinions on Donald Trump don't really move me.
They
What?
go ahead.
Huh? No, please.
No, I'm saying they reflect her
Yeah,
lifestyle. They were they
yeah.
and they reflect, man, and I don't even want to sound crazy. They reflect people that live a lifestyle like hers.
Okay, so let's go. That's what
Like,
I was going to say.
like
That larger ideology of Donald Trump being a badass, of Donald Trump bucking the system, of Donald Trump being that everyone else is like Donald Trump, he just the real one. That Donald Trump, because he the real one, he gonna look out for you. Speaks to an ideology that is kept by a lot of us in our community that a lot of us don't want to pay attention to.
mm-hmm.
And it ain't just someone you may look down on, like if you look down on a Sexy Red or
Right,
someone that is you
right,
could just dismiss as stupid.
right.
Okay. I told you a story about some brothers that, said some things about Trump. I don't want to get into it on here, but some brothers that said some things about Trump that are upwardly mobile and smart. I know some smart people, okay? Especially since the pandemic happened, especially since Biden has been president for a couple of years. I know some smart people that are either ready to vote for Trump or ready to not participate at all because they feel like it's the dude, one dude just keep it real and the other one don't. So what's the point? Okay. So the question is, why do people within the black community, and it's not a super large, I don't want to misrepresent. We're not talking about 50% of the black community. We're not talking about him winning the majority of the black vote. This is not going to happen when he does run, unless he's sitting in a jail cell, and he'll probably run from a jail cell because we don't have a law against that apparently. Okay, but when he does run, okay, in 24, he'll get a larger number of black people than Republicans have been getting for years, right? He'll probably get, let's say 15%. Let's say it's like within the black community, it might be a larger number of black men than we all going to want to feel comfortable about.
Right.
This is going to happen, right? I keep shaking my camera. This is going to happen. The question is, why? Why are black people starting to lean towards Trump? Some black people, especially the ones we've been talking about.
All right. So that there's different reasonings for two sides of the coin, right? If we were to solely talk about, and we're using these ideologies of whom these people present themselves to be, because I don't know Sexyy Red personally. I don't know.
No, and for to be clear, to be clear, it ain't even about Sexyy Red no more. We just know she's talking like some people we've heard.
Yeah.
Right.
So for them, like, sometimes I talk to you about abnormal normalities, right?
Yeah.
The fact that the extremities of life, be it poverty, be it rampant crime around you, be it all of those things,
right,
that shapes your ideology and whom and what you are. Even the way that you think, even in their thinking that that every year or something that stimulus checks are going to get doled out, not knowing that it clearly had things to do with what was going on at that time.
It was about the pandemic. We're not working. Yeah.
He's not going to roll out anyway. So you have that, and you have those people that would listen to that and listen to ASAP Rocky talk about Trump or listen to all these other things, right? Then you have the other sector of people that you're talking about that are really intellectual, and sometimes they can intellectual lies ahead of themselves. You understand what I'm saying? And trying to be so forward progressing thinking, and so thinking that they're so deep that they can kind of be stupid at times.
Yeah.
And also understand, just because you're upperly mobile and you're intellectual still doesn't mean that you know a whole lot about politics either.
No, of course not. Again, politics are complicated. Politics change on the regular. It takes you have to pay a lot of attention to the players, what's going on.
If you're not overtly interested in knowing something, like I look up things, I research things because it interests me. And honestly, because we talk about things that I want to be informed on what I'm talking about. Like I don't just want to be, just spatting out.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's two ends of that coin. Like sometimes we're so upwardly mobile, we're so thinking, so we're thinking that we're not thinking about the actual ramifications, right?
Right.
We're thinking about an ideology, and this person shakes the cage, and this person is a disruptor, and all those things, which there is a space for. But understand what happens when Supreme Court justices get announced, and understand where we are now as far as Roe versus Wade is concerned, and all those things. Like these elements of complexities.
Even what's going on in Israel right now, bro. Even what's going on with Israel, how our policies changed during the Trump administration, which kind of allowed
these things to happen.
Some of these things to go down and puts us in a position to be way more bullish in our support for our ally than we would have been before.
Yeah.
Which almost puts us in a position where we may have to act. This I don't know for sure. Obviously, I'm not an expert on geopolitics, but some of the policies and some of the rhetoric that was thrown around during the Trump administration, trying to appease to the ultra conservative and trying to appease to the Republicans, period,
has laid groundwork.
Has laid groundwork and put us in a very tough position when it comes to what's going on in Israel right now.
So and understand even that spat, that soliloquy, and all those things are things that you would have to be informed of. But nonetheless, there are things that are true and are happening. And if people were to say, even if they were for that sector, that would say, well, I'm just not going to be involved, period, and I'm just going to say it that you're still involved because your absence allows the other things to come in. So like I said, it's two. They're kind of similar, but like on opposite ends.
But here's the thing: going back to Sexyy Red, Sexyy Red never once mentioned our policies on Israel and Palestine. Sexyy Red never once mentioned how many Supreme Courts may have been, and not even Supreme Court justices, court appointees throughout the nation, throughout all sorts of municipalities, wherever. Right? It's not Sexyy Red never once mentioned any of these things. She mentioned money and get my man's in them out, right?
Out of jail.
And he funny and he don't take no shit. And so I think that she is an outlier when it comes to Black women by the numbers, right? Black women vote it's a mass majority of Black women that vote Democrat, even if they have to plug their nose and vote. They seem to know the assignment when it comes to certain things, right?
Right.
I find that Black men are the ones that you in the barbershop or you on whatever that you got to have like a pseudo intellectual conversation with some dude about like whether or not you should do this, that, and another, right? And again, it's real easy to just dismiss them as just a bunch of dummies, man. Or what I find some celebrities do, or some people that are in the media that want to be very dismissive of the Black man that is leaning towards not voting for Joe Biden, doesn't necessarily love Kamala Harris, doesn't really rock with the Democrats, this, that, and another, and may see some bright sides when it comes to a Republican or a Donald Trump, which I am not one of them. I'm saying I choose not to be super dismissive of them because when it's a decent amount of people that kind of think the same thing, it makes me wonder why, as opposed to going, they just all stupid. They can't all be stupid. It's like all Trump Republicans can't all be stupid. They've been tricked, right? So the question is, what I think about often is why. And I think that when you're in the Black community, a lot of times we value that dollar, we value that money, and a lot of cachet and a lot of rep in the Black community comes going back to the suits we were talking about on the last episode, right? The suit thing, looking like $1 million, looking a certain way, representing yourself in a certain way, being that unicorn Black man, right? I'm not that dude on that's just sitting at home trying to, what they call it, a hobosexual, right? The dude who just want to stay on your couch. I make that bread. And in order to make that bread, you got to participate within the capitalistic system. I'm not anti-capitalism. I'm not that guy. I'm not trying to preach that. What I'm saying is that sometimes people look at a Jay-Z, who I'm a huge fan of, but they look at Jay-Z and go, you seem to be in two different schools when it comes to Jay-Z, right? Either you fool with Jay-Z and you recognize his hustle, you think he's a great rapper, or you think he's a guy that played the system and he's a little bit shady. He ain't really ride with Cap like he was supposed to. How'd he get all that money? How'd he end up being a billionaire? We look at Black billionaires in a negative light within our community because we think that they played the white man's game. And if you are someone that doesn't really understand how Jay-Z made $1 billion, how Rihanna made $1 billion, how my man that used to own BET made $1 billion, or Jordan, or whoever else is a Black billionaire, because it's difficult to make $1 billion, so a lot of us don't understand how to make $1 billion, right? You may, whether you're on the side of that billionaire or not on the side of that billionaire, think, I got to take that PPP loan. I got to take Trump's tax breaks. It's America. I got to do what I got to do.
Right.
So either you respect the Donald Trump or someone like him because you feel like the rest of y'all is dumb. I'm trying to make this money.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all out here marching. Y'all out here wasting time. I'm making that money. I'm going to make sure my family good. And if Trump the one that's going to give me the tax break, if Trump the one that's going to help my brother who went in for the PPP loan get out earlier, then I'm going to rock with Trump. There's something to that within our community, especially amongst black men. Black men, frankly, and take this how you will, audience, black men are fighting for respect right now. And some of them are going about it the wrong way. I can tell you there are a lot of black men. It ain't black women's fault for sure. It's the world, it's society that do not feel respected, that do not feel part of the process, who feel left behind. They felt left behind in the last election. Okay? Because Joe Biden said out loud, and I voted for Biden, and I'm going to vote for him again if he's running, which he is. But Joe Biden said out loud, thank you, black women. I owe you for getting me there.
Right.
So there are a lot of black men that don't feel a part of the process, that feel left out. Look at what Ice Cube is doing right now.
Yeah.
So all it takes, and I'm passing it to you, all it takes is for some slick Republican to go to the community and go, just like the Democrat went into the community and said, yo, and they deserve these shots. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
Adam Newsom out in California straight up said when Dianne Feinstein passed away, he made it a point to say her replacement will be a black woman, which is, I agree. With me as a black person, I understand why someone has to say, I'm going to force the issue and make a black woman vice president, make a black woman the next Supreme Court justice, make a black woman the new senator in California, because y'all won't vote for him. I understand it, but some brothers do not.
Right.
So it takes other brothers to talk to these dudes up in the barbershop that's talking all that shit. You understand what I'm saying, Paul?
Yeah.
It takes dudes with some brains to go, bro, you're being tricked.
They're like, we all know what minstrel shows are. We know that there are certain things that our government is used to shape ideology, right? Yeah. Ice Cube has his reasonings for things, right? Ice Cube is a multimillionaire. Ice Cube's ideology is after money and trying to. People don't even completely understand his plight, because I'm not completely against his plight at all.
He's not all the way wrong.
He's not all the way wrong.
He's just but he's also being used.
And that's the whole point.
And why is he feeling like, I can't talk to these people? I can't talk to these people. So during the 2020 election, he said, if these people are going to listen to me, then I'm going to talk to him. Poor timing. You're being tricked, you're being used, and don't see it.
100%.
We, as black folks, we said that to him. He fell back. He took some heat and rolled out and then came right back with it, right? And when he's coming right back with it, again, you don't got to agree with everything that's in his plan or whatever. But when he came back with it, what he's trying to say is, and he still won't talk to me.
Right.
I stopped. Like y'all told me, I was willing to go to Trump and them. Y'all hit me. Y'all got me hip and told me, yo, they using you, dog. Like they playing you. All right, I fell off. I fell back. Now I'm back. And I got it. And there's the right people in power, and they won't talk to me. Now, do they have to talk to Ice Cube? No. You know what I'm saying? But I could understand the frustration of being like, these people never, yet they always got my vote. There's a lot of black. Again, I am not defending these brothers. I'm not saying they're right. Okay, what I am saying is that if you want it to stop, you have to understand where it's coming from.
Right.
You can't just go, you're an idiot. You can't do when Ice Cube went on that show, and I'm passing to you after this, bro. When Ice Cube went on that talk show, with Vivica Fox and all them on the jump.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically just laid into him. And I understood the frustration because it was terrible timing. Like right in the middle of the election, you about to blow the election, bro. Like we can't have Trump back. But also, if you're going to have a conversation, you shouldn't just dismiss him as stupid because you don't like it. His plan annoys you.
Right.
You have to understand why someone may feel like, yo, I'm ready for drastic change. Charlemagne drives me crazy when he talks about politics, right? But I want to understand why Charlemagne is so hell-bent on let's make them earn our vote as opposed to just giving it to them. If I had the opportunity, I would sit and talk with Charlemagne about it because it helps me understand when I'm out doing my civic duty beyond voting,
right,
especially as a podcaster,
right,
talking to people and trying to get them what I think is the right track. How do I talk to these people instead of talking down to them?
Right. Well, the thing is, like you were saying, we can engage in conversation and have the magnitude to both listen to people and then try to explain ourselves without chastising the rest of our ability, right? To the rest of our ability. So, I mean, like you touched on so many reasonings for these things. And if you're in the middle ground, because I can personally see different sides of everything.
Absolutely.
I think if we could just implore people to like take certain parts of your personal feelings away from it, and also just learn a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just learn a little bit more, because we had certain of these conversations years ago. And I'm only talking in this reference because of I see, like, in our actual lifetime, the dangers of these things, and even the dangers of certain ideologies. Mind you, we're not telling anybody how they should vote. We are all American citizens. We can choose to vote for whom and whoever we choose to vote for.
But let me be real clear. No, I'm not. I can't tell anyone how they should vote. I do want to be real clear in saying that I think that a vote for Donald Trump is shockingly dangerous.
Yeah,
extremely dangerous. And so I want you to forget your point. I just want to make it real clear for me. I don't think you should vote for Donald Trump. I don't think you think that either, obviously.
No.
I don't think you should vote for Donald Trump. And the reason why I want to understand an Ice Cube, a Sexyy Red, whoever may shock you and go, and he's just a celebrity, but and the people that I know in my personal life who may shock you and go, young, I'm riding for Slim. I want to know how to talk to that person, and the only way to know how to talk to the person is to understand where they're coming from. You have to be patient enough to understand where they're coming from. And I'm saying this on this show, me saying this on this show for you all that may choose to listen to little old me and listen to my dear brother over here, right? Here's some tools and here's some understanding of where I think some black men are coming from. And I'm trying to tell you, some black men out here are trying to find something. And right now they're identifying with money, they're identifying with power
and prestige.
And which one is going to give me that? Is Biden going to give me that, or is he going to give me lip service, or is Trump going to lie to me and give me that? And I'm telling you, he's lying to you about giving it to you. That's it. That's what I'm saying.
And that's a key point that you just said. Lie to me. And how dangerous that is, right? That's the point that I was talking about how you can take a clip and you can go on Tucker Carlson's show, you can go on someone's show, and they can spin that. And back to my point about minstrel shows, it was an ideology. It put a mind frame in you. It put it. I'll even use this. I was watching The Godfather of Harlem, and I was looking at the Malcolm X character, and he was talking about where all of them got founded, how and obviously this isn't talking anything against the Islam or anything of the sort. No, a lot of people came from prison. Yeah. Right? Because you're able to go to a person at their lowest point. You're able to go somewhere and I'm not saying that it's not positive or anything, but what my point is this: like, sometimes when you're desolate, and I'm not saying that these upwardly mobile people are desolate, but in exactly what you're talking about, I'm trying to search for prestige. I'm looking for
Yeah.
an element of power for myself. I want to feel better. Like I
Yeah.
know that I work and I've participated in this system for this long and I've
Yeah.
tried to hold on to these ideas and I don't feel any element of empowerment. I
Right.
feel empowered here. But
Yeah.
but the point is, and then like you're saying, in particular with this, that it's false.
Mm-hmm.
It's false.
Mm-hmm.
The people don't actually care about you. Like you said,
Yeah.
that part of it, you're being used.
Yeah.
Those sound bites and those clips are going to be used to push a further agenda that in the
Yeah.
long run will be more dangerous. In the
Yeah.
long run will take more things away from you.
Yeah.
You may be able to get some short term money. You may be able to do some other thing, but and as an overall in the long run for everyone as an overall, it's not the
Mm-hmm.
best thing. And my personal opinion. Right?
I'm with you. It's like a Ponzi scheme, right? A couple of dudes get out of it, and you look at them and they go, "Man, you selling them
Ain't much.
Vector, you make a rack of money off of that
Mhm,
right now, boy. Dang, I want to do that too." You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you prop a couple of them up. You bring Kanye to the White House.
mhm,
You bring in, whatever black millionaire, whatever,
mhm.
want to come visit you because they couldn't visit Obama, so now they get this opportunity to come visit you, whatever. And I'm telling you what's going to happen right now because again, you know, some black men feel left out, and again,
Right?
I don't think you should. I need to stress that you should not feel left out. Okay, you should not feel left out. I think black women felt left out of the process for decades.
Yeah,
Black men have been coming to the White House since the 60s, dog, since Lyndon Baines was sitting up in that junk, since Kennedy was sitting up in that junk.
yeah.
Shoot, Frederick Douglass came to the White House.
Mhm,
Okay, so black men have had an opportunity to not on a mass level, obviously. A lot of them were ones that had to force their way in. We all know black history. I don't go to school, nobody on black history, and I understand black history. But what I never saw was black women being up in the White House like that,
right,
not on a regular basis.
right.
So now they have an opportunity to sit in government, to be policymakers, and it's just their time, and they leaders just like us. So I'm saying that to the brothers that may listen to the show, you should not feel left out just
It's
because
all a
Kamala
win.
Harris, huh?
I said it's all a win.
Because we're all black.
Mhm.
Okay, Kamala Harris is vice president. I
It's
don't
a
care who
win.
her husband is, whatever. She is vice president. That is a black woman in a seat of power. Okay, there's a black woman sitting on the Supreme Court right now. There's a black woman that's a senator in California. There's black women that are sitting in all sorts of congressional and senatorial seats all across the nation. It's a beautiful thing. In local politics, nationwide politics, however you want to put it, it's a dope thing, and you should not feel left out or about that. But the bottom line is, some do.
Right.
Now again, you're wrong for feeling left out. But let's talk about why you feel left out, and let's not have you go to the dark side because you feel left out. It's literally Star Wars, dog. Don't let. Let me geek up for a second, Pete. Don't let Palpatine come up to you and lure you to the dark side because you feel left out.
Right.
You're gonna make a big, big mistake. You're gonna make a big mistake because it's not just about the money in your pocket. Right now,
Mhm.
we dealing with them PPP loans and them stimulus checks. Guess where they got us right now? On the verge of a bubble. The bubble. If you watching this on YouTube, see how my arms just stretched outside of
Mhm.
the frame? That's how wide the bubble is stretched right now. It's about to burst. We're about to be in a recession that's probably gonna be worse than 2008.
Hmm.
Because all that free money everybody got.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's just oversimplification of it. I'm not an economist. Okay.
Right.
But go
Right.
talk to an economist. They'll get you hip in a way that is probably better explained than what I just said. Okay.
Right. Right.
Either way, though, nothing come free. And if you only thinking about your man and you and blah, 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 again, go on CNN, go look up what's going on in Israel right now and how nasty it is and how scary it is. Go look up some of the things that's going on. Go look at what's going on in the border right now because our policies was all jacked up because no one could
Mhm.
agree on anything because one side was to the extreme and the other side act like wasn't nothing going on. Shoot, look at how bad COVID went because one side was on the extreme and the other side was on the other extreme and nobody can meet in the middle and go, hey, there's an actual virus out there and it's
Right.
a bad thing, but maybe we don't need to act like, Earth is going to end. Perhaps we just need to have common
Maybe.
policies that help save lives because a lot of people died because people couldn't agree.
Yeah.
And that's because you had a man at the top who was so nasty and he was funny and he was cussing everybody out, but he was cussing out doctors and epidemiologists
Yeah.
and people with real suggestions. That's why. So I would encourage, to wrap this up, P, and I'll let you have a final word. I would encourage any brother out there and black women out there, person out there that is considering this man, because I know Kamala, I ain't seen Kamala. Where Kamala at? I would ask you to go study what the vice president does. Then you understand most vice presidents. Anyway, don't do it. I know you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
They understand that about you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're playing on that. It is an election year coming up, and they're going to be playing you like a fiddle if you allow them to. Black man, please don't do it. A lot of black men listen to the show, so I'm talking to black men.
Yeah.
All right, go for it, P.
Not talking down to anyone in the least bit. Like no one has to. You don't have to sit down and try to ascertain geopolitics.
Mm-hmm.
However, there are branches and there are leads and there are things that affect our lives directly, that affect our choices.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? There are people that can be placed in power due to who we vote for, who we don't vote for, that affect our lives directly. That can affect our life. And understand there's certain people that can be elected for life.
Yeah.
For life,
Yeah.
which means their ideology, their framework, the people that they're going to be around. And mind you, no politician on this earth will ever be perfect. Are there many flaws about Joe Biden? Yes, there are. But
Absolutely.
There's going to always be. But understand there are things that will work better in your interest. There are things that won't. There's going to be an element of politicians that are going to lie. With certain parts of this guy, there are direct, blatant lies. And understand, people's lives are affected. Let's not forget about January 6th. Like that happened.
Yeah.
That literal thing happened where people actually lost their lives due to a lie perpetrated by this man. And those are facts. You can agree with, you can feel whichever way you want to feel. The fact remains that people lost their lives due to a lie, and that's a fact.
That's a 100%.
If I'm not, I know I'm not making that up.
No,
so
you're not.
I would just say that understand, like I know we can get fed up. I know that nothing in this country is ever going to be perfect for us.
Right.
But like taken away from just thinking about ourselves as far as the money goes and all those things, there's still an overall, we still have children. And understand these people still shape policies and ideologies. That's half of what the law is, period.
Yeah. Yeah.
So think about all those things. Let's not just think about our mans and how funny someone is and how someone doesn't take shit because we're tired of taking shit and we just want to be empowered by someone that doesn't take shit. Like saying, understand, like truth be told, I don't even know if that's like a overtly admirable quality. Like anyone can choose to be that way.
Yeah. You can be an asshole.
And
it's easy to be an asshole.
It's not like it doesn't like separate you and make you so sorry and so great because you're rude like that.
Right. P, that's a whole other conversation, brother. That's a whole other conversation, man.
So all I'm saying is like we can just just peer a little bit deeply and remove certain elements of our emotions.
There you go, man.
Love you all.
Yeah. Thank you, P. Appreciate you, bro.
Come on, man. You know what time it is.
All right, man, let me know what you all think about that one. Let me know if you agree with us that, especially amongst black men, especially specific types of black men, there's a bit of a movement happening and you're starting to see more of them support Trump. Maybe I'm making this up. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. I think it's something we need to watch out for. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hit me up. All right, remember, you can follow me and follow the show, MSR_Adam, MSR_Adam on all social platforms. That's me. And of course, you can follow the show, The Butler Did It Pro, on Instagram. There you can find the link tree. You can subscribe on all podcasting platforms. And you can subscribe right here on YouTube. Click the bell, follow the page, subscribe, do all of those things. It helps me out. Okay. Remember, Mind your mental health, ladies and gentlemen. Mind your mental health is super vital, crazy important, okay? Mind your physical health. It's just as important. And always continue and never forget to be great. I'm up out of here. Peace.